Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Manas Patil, and the topic for my presentation is Introduction to Blockchain Technology and its relevance in voting system. These are the contents of my presentation. I'll explain each and every slide in detail. So basically, the final year project topic for our group is we are trying to make a decentralized voting system using blockchain, and our project domain is blockchain. These are four members in my group: Adarsh, Anshpuri, Vilas, Zubin, and myself. So the motivation behind choosing this topic as my project is as we have seen that recently we have heard many times in news, if you guys have watched or not, that EVM has been hacked, or we have seen that votes are not being counted. So there are many reasons in the current voting system. If we consider the example of our democratic voting system, so our voting system is a centralized voting system, and in that the central body is Election Commission of India. So in that way, to make this voting system decentralized, we have choose this topic, and there are many reasons why we have to make this voting system as decentralized. Because a decentralized voting system is anytime better than a centralized voting system. There are many reasons I explain in next slides. So the problem statement is traditional voting system face challenges like voter fraud, lack of transparency, centralized control. Voter fraud. Voter fraud in the sense means that sometimes we have seen many times nowadays in reels also we see that a person wants to vote for a political party, then he or she can vote 2 or 3 times. We have seen in reels, means we have seen in news also. So to counter these problems, we are trying to make a decentralized voting system. And lack of transparency. If I am casting a vote, how do I know that my vote is being counted? There is no data available and there is nothing we can check. So for that, this system, a decentralized system, is always more useful. Centralized control. I have already explained what is centralized control. So to make the centralized control decentralized, we are going to build this one. Cyber security threats. Now this cyber security threats in a sense means that our vote is not authentic. So to tackle this problem also, this system. So this is the problem statement. This is the problem statement, and so for that, so the solution is we are implementing a blockchain-based decentralized voting system that ensures security, transparency, and tamper-proof vote recording. Tamper-proof vote recording. This means that when I cast my vote in through this, if when the project is implemented and when I cast my vote, there will be a whole record and series of transactions which will be shown in the system, in the blockchain. So no one can tamper it. No one can try to alter it or change it, because it is a series of complex equations which they have to change. So this is the problem statement and the solution. Aims and objectives of the project. So the project aim is to develop a blockchain-based decentralized voting system that ensures security, transparency, and trust in elections by leveraging blockchain's immutable and decentralized nature. So this means that blockchain is a decentralized system which has an immutable and decentralized nature. So there is no central body which is governing everything. Everything is decentralized, present in the form of blocks. So which what happens to the means if it is present in blocks, so that if the centralized if instead of this, if there would be a centralized body, then if the centralized body would have been attacked or some alteration would have been there, then the whole system would have been crashed. But here everything is decentralized, present in the form of blocks. So this is the aim and objective of the project. So my project topic is divided into 4 topics for seminar, and my all 4 members have already introduced. So my topic is introduction to blockchain technology and its relevance to voting systems. Ansh's topic is security measures and cryptographic techniques in blockchain voting system. This is also a major part which he has explained in his seminar. Others topic was smart contracts and the role. Smart contracts play a very important role in blockchain. And last topic is implementing the voting system and challenges of blockchain voting. So starting with my topic now, introduction. So basically, what is blockchain? Blockchain, as the name itself suggests, blockchain means that a chain of blocks. So data is stored in the form of blocks in a decentralized manner, and each block has its own individual identity, which is known as hash. This is the blockchain, and the formal definition of blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger technology that securely records transactions in an immutable manner. Immutable manner means that it cannot be altered or it cannot be changed. Means if I want to change it, I would change all the. I have to change all the blocks so that I can make a change, or else the change will not happen. So that is the meaning of the word immutable. How does it work? Transactions are grouped into blocks secured using cryptographic hashing and linked in a chain. Cryptographic hashing, it was explained by Ansh in his slides. It is a technique to provide a hash to each block so that there is no alteration. Key features: decentralization. I've already explained what decentralization means. Transparency. All transactions are publicly available. If I have a PC, I can see all transactions. If I am connected to the network from anywhere within the world, I can see all the transactions. Security. Security is a plus point of this means USP of this, because tamper-proof cryptographic hashing. So I have put this diagram to explain the concept of blockchain. So I have already told that how blockchain works. So this is a very simplistic diagram. So you can see these blocks. Each block has its individual hash function. Each block has its individual hash value. And the next block, which is connected to the previous block, has the previous hash value as well as the itself hash value. So if we want to make a change, means if we want to tamper it, then I have to tamper a function of, if I this means the block on the left side, if I have to tamper it, I have to change the hash function, which in turn will result in changing the previous hash function of second block, and then it will go on. So it is very complex to make any alterations or tamper with the blockchain data, because data is stored in such a format that it is very secure. So these are some of the already using which have implemented a voting system using blockchain. So first is Luxor Holding Incorporated. It was a global IT service provider of technology solutions. It is developing an e-voting infrastructure that will enable the world's first consultative vote on that blockchain in Switzerland. Voting, a company specializing in election management. Its main product is the Cast Iron platform. The Cast Iron platform was like how Ethereum is in the same way. It was a blockchain designed by them. This platform is built on blockchain technology and offers several distinctive features, including a distributed database, immutability, permission-based access, and audit trail. Votes, a blockchain-based mobile voting tool that was launched in 2018 in West Virginia for overseas military voters participate in 2018 midterm elections. Means it was launched for the military voters who were not present at the set. For them, it was designed so that they can vote from anywhere within the world. Polias. In the summer of 1996, it goes back to 1996. Now the blockchain term has became popular after we have heard about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was there in 2000, means it was there, but it was not so popular. So this goes back to 1996. Finland held the first Colliers online election with 30,000 voters participating in 3 languages. The company uses blockchain technology to offer an electronic voting system to the public and private sectors. So this was the oldest example which I could find about blockchain. Benefits of blockchain-based e-voting systems. So these are the benefits. Security. A major benefit of blockchain-based e-voting system where subcredit is highlighted unique perspective. I've already explained how secure the blockchain is. So security is all a USP. Transparency. The blockchain-based e-voting system's inherent design encourages open voting, recording, management, and counting procedure. I've explained what transparency is. If I'm casting my vote, how do I know if it is being casted or not? Where do I have the record? So blockchain enables everyone to have a record so that everyone can see. So that is transparency. Privacy. What vote I have cast, there will be a different data will be stored for my private data and the public data. There will be 2 types of data. So the public data is accessible to everyone, but the private data means if what vote I have cast, if I don't want anyone to know, only the handler or the organization will know, but not everyone else. So that is a plus point of blockchain implemented. And verifiability, verifiability. The ability to confirm that votes have been cast as intended, stored and counted. Means the vote, if I have voted to XYZ party and for XYZ person, so means my vote is being distributed to that and that person only and not anybody else. That is verifiability. So this is a simple representational diagram which I could find to explain what I will do in my project. So what we'll do is each and every voter means if means the user is a voter shown in the diagram, he will register his or her credentials and log in. After that, a smart contract, which Adarsh has explained in his slide. What is a smart contract? He has explained it in very detail. A smart contract will be established, which enables the handler, means here the pallet initiator, means the controlling body, or we can assume it as, will see. So this is just a representational diagram to explain how our final project will work. This is not a final diagram, but it's a representational diagram. So my research paper had this very nice, means every each and every coin has 2 sides. So there are also some drawbacks. So there are some challenges which were found while implementing blockchain. So this is a literature survey basically of the challenges and the number of papers which have published those challenges. So these are the number of papers regarding privacy. There are 108 papers, security 104, scalability, technical aspects, efficiency, feasibility, usability, accuracy, reliability. This is a survey, it's a literature survey, because there are always some challenges to implement a new technology. Next slide. Future research in this field, scalability and performance improvements. Future work in this matter concentrates on developing more efficient, consensus algorithms and investigating how to integrate blockchain technology into large-scale e-voting system. Means that to scale this project on a larger level. For example, if India uses blockchain as its own for conducting elections, this is a future aspect. It can happen in future, but let's see. Implementation, evaluation and testing. So every project has this implementation, evaluation and testing. So in my project, this involves implementing, evaluating and testing blockchain-based e-voting systems on a larger scale to measure their performance, scalability and usability in real-world scenarios. So if India wants to do its elections on blockchain, then it will have to do many small-scale projects first to test the data and how it is working. Authentication and identity verification. Future work involves creating a comprehensive and secure authentication system for applications in e-voting using biometric measures and blockchain. So this basically means that if I created my project and if he wants to register himself, then he can also provide his biometric thumbprints on a larger scale. He can also provide his biometric thumbprints and face to this blockchain, and that data will also be stored in the form of blockchain, which is very secure. Conclusion: blockchain has the potential to revolutionize the voting system, no doubt, because we have seen India is the largest democratic country, so how elections are being conducted here, and so if blockchain is being implemented, everyone can vote from their. It addresses fraud, transparency, and security issues in traditional voting, and it is very much accessible to everyone. Anyone with a system or PC can access the network and cast his or her vote, but that is on a very large scale. Mean very much complex work will be gone into that process to implement such a system. And as I've told, there are also some drawbacks. So more research and regulatory approval are required for large-scale implementation. If you have to implement this on a large scale, then we have to do more research on it. We have to test how we test in machine learning, we have to test models. In the same way, we have to test this system. And these are the conclusions. These are the references which I had used. The first one is the research paper which I have submitted the hard copy. It was a very nice research paper. It explained everything. It was a technology review, so it explained everything regarding blockchain. Second was also research paper. I took a diagram from that. And third was it was a YouTube video. It is available on YouTube. Everyone would have heard about Gujarati, so you can watch it. That made me understand the basic concept behind blockchain and how it can be used in voting. And last was a research paper. From that I had used a diagram. Next.
Yes, Manas, it was a very general talk. I think this type of talk is not expected for a project-based seminar. It should be, you did not mention even, so you said that there are several challenges, impact category, efficiency, but none of them were explained.
Ma'am, my topic was introduction to blockchain technology and its
Yeah, but it
relevance.
should have some element of this now.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
You are using this paper, you are only saying that this is how what the system is being implemented. These are the limitations, these are what that anyone knows now. You should be talking about at least one technical aspect with respect to the paper which you have chosen.
I'm sorry if I found that it was very general, but I have explained how blockchain works. I have tried
You
to.
did not even explain this diagram which is the blockchain structure.
And that diagram was a bit for me to understand. I found
That is what is expected. When you are choosing, you are not explaining the basic paper, the basic diagram which is there, blockchain structure. At least that should have been explained. आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है मतलब वो सेमिनार में लेना ही नहीं जितना
समझ में आ रहा है ऐसा नहीं है, समझ में आ रहा है
तो समझने के लिए पढ़ना पड़ता है. इतना सुपरफिशियल सेमिनार नहीं चलेगा. All these things, what is proof of work, proof of stake, proof of authority, fault tolerance, ये terms भी नहीं आए किसमें भी आपके. This is such a big paper, smart contract written in Hyperledger Fabric for executing fabric. So Hyperledger, I mean at least there should have been some technical aspects.
Smart contract.
What is the hash value? How big is the hash value typically? 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit.
I I think
Is it in terms of bits and is it in terms of characters?
I know the value in terms of characters. It has 16 characters, but the bit size I don't know.
So every character is typically expressed in how many bits or what?
Every character, each and every character of that full hash value is
How is the hash value generated?
it is generated. And this is
That was a part of your seminar, I suppose. You said hash value generated.
I'll try to
Yeah,
find
no,
out.
you will have to study again properly.